Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are testing Resident Evil 4 Remake on both devices here, on the Z2 Extreme and on the Intel chip. And the first thing, like always, I'm showing you how the graphic settings are. We have 800p on both devices and we have set everything to low or on off, like you can see here. So shadow cache is off, contact shadows are off, the lightning is on low, bloom is on, and the only other thing that's on is the blood and the corpses. We have the corpses on many. And yeah, everything else is off except for depth of field and lens flare. And everything is the same. So let's go into the game, and I can tell you that this game does not run well on both devices. This is one of the last levels. It's a save game from one of my save games, and I can tell you at the beginning of the game it runs better, and the farther you get in the game, the worse it gets, because the levels are later in the game a little bit different and with more, they are bigger and with more details and things like that, and the frames are getting lower later in the game. So in the beginning of the game, when you're in the woods, when you're in the village, the frame rate is not so bad. You can have with 20 TDP around 40 to 60 frames per second in action, maybe even more. But yeah, as you will see now, the frames are not so good. Let's look at the first screen here. We have 54 frames per second on the Z2 Extreme, and we have 43 frames per second on the Intel one. Here we have 20 TDP on, and here we have PL1 is on 21 TDP and PL2 is on 23 TDP. So yeah, let's go here and let's look to this building here. Same frame, 60 frames per second, 49 frames per second. The Intel is in this game always lower, and the performance is always worse on the Intel one than on the Z2 Extreme. I don't know why this is, maybe because of the drivers, but yeah, the Intel one has the newest APU drivers. It released a few days ago. So I don't really think this game will patched anymore to run better. As you can see now, we are going here and we have 28 frames per second. So it stutters really well. Let's do the same here on the A8. Here the frame rate is also goes lower. Now it stutters a little bit when I move the camera. And if we look here, we have 43 frames per second on the A8 and 34 FPS on the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus with the Intel chip. Let's go inside this building. And here the frames are dropping really hard. I look to this elevator, let's see what we have here on both devices. Now we have under 30 frames per second, 23 FPS on the Intel one. And remember, everything is on low and everything is off. 20 TDP. So when we look here to the elevator, we have 24 frames per second on the Intel one, and we have 31 frames per second on the AMD one. And if we go now here and look down, we have 23 frames per second on the AMD one and 17 frames on the Intel one. Let's see, can I go down here? I don't think so. I think the level, I have to go into this direction here if I want to show you more. Let's do this really quick on both devices. And don't forget to watch my next video here. It will release a few hours after this video. It's a direct frame rate comparison between the two. I'm trying to get the same gameplay out of both, and so you can see directly how the frames are. So yeah, we have to go in this direction here. Let's do this here also.
And so, I have delivered the girl.
Okay, we have a boss fight.
And so, our Lord, I have delivered the girl. Loyalty of his servant, Ramon.
Let's skip this scene. 70 frames, 58 frames. Yeah, let's just die here in the scene because I didn't accept that we will get a boss fight. Where is he? There is. Come on, kill me. Very good. Now we can compare this scene, but yeah, there is not much to compare anymore. Because I can tell you it will be not funny for you to play this game on the handheld. You can maybe play the first levels, or even you can play everything of the game, but it won't be a lot of fun because of the frame rate. For me, it would be not so many fun. Maybe you are different, but yeah. So let's quickly go to 30 TDP on both devices. Let's make 28 here. And let's do the maximum on the MSI claw. It's around 30. 30 on the PL1 and PL2 is 31. And let's get back to the game on both devices. So what we have now on both devices, we have on the Z2 Extreme on this spot here. We have 54, 55 frames per second, and on the MSI claw we have 39 frames per second. So it's not good. On the Z2 Extreme it's a little bit better. But yeah, as I said, it won't be a lot of fun. And also I wouldn't recommend you to play it on 30 TDP, because as you can see, the total power now on the AMD one is 43 wattage, and we have on the MSI claw 34 wattage. So it will run maybe 2 hours on both devices. On this device here it will run less than 2 hours. And yeah guys, there is, in my opinion, not much more to say. Just watch my next video to see the direct FPS comparison. Because it will play in the woods, so you can see how the frame rate is in the woods. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.